How's it going, everybody? I wanted to put together a vendor reset video. The main reason is I've been watching quite a few of the vendor reset videos by the usual suspects, and I believe that they're not calling out some of the gear, which I believe sort of borders on good to God roll. So yeah, take 5 minutes of your day, watch what I've got to say, watch the items that I've got to put forward to you, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get right into it. Now, any vendor reset video wouldn't be complete without the blueprints, so let's go through them very quickly. We have an ACR blueprint, a converted USC blueprint, a stamina mask blueprint, and a stamina vest blueprint. I would recommend you pick all these up. They're all gear score 256, and any one of them could, in theory, roll a God roll piece of gear, so you pick those up, and let's move on to the rest of the items. So over at the special equipment vendor, you have two items that I think are worthwhile looking at. The first is the Cassidy, which this week rolled with about a 90 to 95% damage roll. The rollable talents are adept and deadly, so not bad talents at all. But if you don't have a Cassidy and you want to pick one up and you want it to be of a God roll damage level, especially for 1.7 to do one of those really quirky builds, and then this week's Cassidy is definitely worth looking at. And then we have a really nicely rolled Liberator. It's rolled with accurate, adept and destructive. The damage roll isn't too great, but there's two good talents on there, and you could roll off the top one for something to suit your playstyle, maybe brutal or something along those lines. At the front of the base of operations at the weapons vendor, we have a quite good pro red dot sight. Comes rolled with crit damage, crit chance and optimal range. Pick this up for a good scope with a bit of optimal range for your SMG or your ARs. Again, another decent scope, this time over at the Wolf's Den. It comes rolled with crit damage, accuracy and crit chance. Not a bad pickup, and certainly worth getting if you don't have one already. At Dante's Run, we have a good turret damage mod. Pick this up if you're running Firecrest or you just want to run a turret. A couple of these will up your damage considerably. At the Camp Hudson gear vendor, we have what I consider to be a God-rolled Gunslinger Vigorous Vest. It comes with 1229 firearms, 2000 armour, enemy armour damage, health on kill and ammo capacity. Simply roll off the health on kill for some additional health, and like I say, yeah, you have some. You have a really, really good, almost god tier Vigorous Vest. We also have some increased kill XP mods, and we have a 4% pulse duration mod. Pick up any of these three. I think they're all worthwhile picking up, especially the Vigorous Vest. Over at Madison Stand this time, we have some really, really good Spec Ops Accomplish pads. Reroll the main stat or improve upon the other stats, and you have yourself a really, really good PV pair of accomplished Kneepads. They come with a really respectable armor roll, really good main stat roll. So yeah, roll off any of the stats and tune to your needs. At the East 58th Street DZ vendor, we have an almost God roll Nimble holster. It's got 997 armor, 1243 firearms, 1156 stamina, 1271 electronics, and 20% reload speed. Reroll the stamina roll or reroll the major attribute, and you have yourself a God roll Nimble holster. At the DZ09 weapon mod vendor, we have a really nice extended mag. It's rolled with 121% magazine size, 2.5% crit chance, and 4.5% reload speed. Again, a really, really nice extended mag if you don't have one. At the DZ09 gear vendor, we have a really well-rolled Sentry Called backpack, 1246 armor, 1269 firearms, crit hit damage, and disrupt resistance. Roll off the disrupt resistance for ammo capacity, and you have yourself, like I said, a really nicely rolled Sentry Called backpack. Also at this vendor, we have some really nice Kneepads the Nomad. Main stat of stamina with 1637 armor, enemy armor damage and damage to elites. Roll off the main stat for firearms, or maybe roll up the enemy armor damage for a little bit more stamina, and you have yourself some really nice Kneepads the Nomad. At the DZ06 gear vendor, we have a well-rolled Lone Star holster, 999 armor, 1114 firearms, 1242 stamina, 1213 electronics, and 7,500 health. Roll up the firearms, and you've got yourself a good Lone Star holster. At the DZ8 gear vendor, we have a really good pair of final measure gloves, 935 armor, 1152 firearms, SMG damage, crit damage, and crit chance. Roll up the firearms or roll up one of the other major stats, and you've got yourself a really nice pair of final measure gloves. At the DZ East 34th vendor, we have a nice ACRE with 23% enemy armor damage, brutal, adept, and meticulous. Roll off meticulous for another talent of your choosing, especially as it's in the free slot and you've got yourself a good ACR. At the DZ 5th Ave gear vendor, we have a 6% first aid ally heal mod, invaluable for all you healers out there. And then at the DZ West 31st Street vendor, we have what I consider to be the God roll item of the week, an M700 Carbon with 168% headshot damage, which is about 3 off the maximum, 93% damage roll, cool-headed, brutal and elevated. So maybe roll off cool-headed or elevated to something that more suits your playstyle. Definitely pick this up this week. We also have a 4.5% support station healing speed mod, along with a decently rolled light vent break, 19% crit hit damage, optimal range and accuracy. So I recommend you pick these up if you don't have them already. Now over at the DZ West 34th Street vendor, we have a really nice specialised backpack. It's rolled with 1272 armour, 1196 firearms, 12,300 health and 51% ammo capacity. Pick one of these up and roll any of the stats to suit your playstyle. A really nice specialised backpack. Now over at the DZ West 46th Street vendor, we have a 5.5% first aid self-heal mod. And then over at the DZ3 weapons vendor, we have a very nicely rolled enhanced BP19. Comes with 22.5% crit hit chance, a relatively low damage roll, destructive, brutal and hurried. So roll off hurried for a talent of your choice. So that wraps up my take on the vendor reset this week. I hope there are a couple of items that you didn't find elsewhere and that have complemented your builds. If you did, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. Maybe leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you picked up in the comment section. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. My name's been Carl. You guys have been absolutely amazing as always, and I will catch you guys in the next video.